Alright, I have never made a finger joint jig before. I made this kind of a cheap sled here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to start at some random spot. I cut a test dado that just happens to be .306. Use one of these. And so what I did was I took and made a strip of wood that was the same thickness. And what I'm going to attempt to do is double. So I cut a piece of this off and I'm going to double the thickness and use it as a guide. As I cut my first, I'll put a mark right here. And as I cut my first dado there, I'll go ahead and put another mark here. I've got to figure out a way to make sure that's secure. I'll probably clamp it down on this end. Put my initial mark there. Two of these, mark it again, and then keep marking as I go. And we'll see if they turn out. I have no idea. Alright, so they all look pretty uniform. The moment of truth now is to cut this thing in half and see if the joints go together. Alright, so that is it doesn't surprise me that is a amazingly tight fit, which could be kind of cool. At this point, I don't know if I would even need glue. Alright, so I got some masking tape here. Masking tape here. There. Alright, I gotta get, this is now the third attempt. I took some of that tape back off and Alright, I'd say that's just tight enough. Obviously we're going to have some glue in there, and I think with the hardwood I'll end up sanding the bottoms of these, and it should come together pretty good. I got to get all these joints cut on the wood, even if I don't get the boxes put together, because Monday morning this turns back into a table saw, so I need to get all of those finger joints or box joints, whatever you call them, done. And so let's get to cutting the Purdy wood. Alright, there's the first one. Or that might end up being two if I cut it down the middle there. But the joints are not spectacular, although they'll do. And I've got to sand the wood down a little bit. It looks like the wood's a little thick, which I want it to be a little thick, but not too thick, so that I have to, you can see from that angle there. Anyway, we'll do a little work on it, and okay, so you can see the after we sanded both sides there, the joints are they're obviously handmade. You know, they're not perfect, which I am okay with. And I've decided to make this into a jewelry box for my girls. So did a little drawing on the face here. This video might be kind of long, so I'll probably go ahead and post this. But my idea is to cut in a drawer here, put in a bottom. I'm going to take this section off altogether, and then put on a separate base that extends out, that has some decorative detail on it. And then we'll have this drawer. Then I'll have another bottom inside there. And then what I'm going to try to do is cut this section from here to here out. And then this will be the top. So I'll have to put a piece either inside there or on top of it. But this will be the separation. So there we go. Okay, so I used a plunge cut to kind of get the long size of the drawer opening. Now I've got a router bit that I'm just gonna, I set up a fence so that it would keep me from going any further this way. I'm gonna kind of freehand that and then just sand the corners out with a sanding block. But this guide ought to give me a nice straight line. It's delicate work. It's very vulnerable. One of the reasons I'm making 4 of these and not 3 is because, I mean, I may have some damaged parts. So I guess at this point I'm really ready to glue this thing together, because I'd like to glue it together before I cut the lid out. And then the grain will match through there and everything, and I won't misplace my parts and whatnot. I could also put on my top, well, I don't know, the top may have a little overhang to it, so and then I figured, I sanded those corners, but I figured it'd be better if I put this together and then sand that. This is more stable if it's glued together before I sand on it. So that might be the end of it for this video. This could get pretty long. I'll do a part 2 to finish it up. And y'all stay tuned. Thanks for watching.